Okay, everybody. So welcome back. This is Ian from Mindful Marketplace, and today's the 7th of February, 2022. And today's workflow is a really simple one that actually is based upon some questions that have come in over the last couple of days. If you're part of our community, you can ask me anything, and I'll send either an email with an audio specifically to you answering your question, or if you don't mind, I'll record it for the whole community. And this is one of the latter examples. So somebody in our community asked, actually several people, about using newsletter marketing as a high return on investment style service to offer as a digital media brand, web consultancy, or online agency that's, you're sort of building from scratch. I love newsletters as a service. It's a really, really easy thing not only to sell, but also to incorporate into other offers. So it gives you a very natural, ethical back-end offer. For an example, as you've probably heard me say before, if you're building websites using something like Card, one of the simplest things to offer as a back-end service is an integration with any of the newsletter marketing platforms like MailChimp, ConvertKit, MailerLite, et cetera. All of those are available via an API in the back end of your Card account. You don't need to know what an API is. You could be a dummy like me and do this very, very easily. So you're actually now not only building your clients a website, but you're also integrating their newsletter marketing platform of choice, the one they prefer, into the Card landing page with a form. And you're doing that in literally 8 seconds because you're just entering the API they give you, and they think they're getting a higher end sort of, service, but it really took you no time at all, and still everybody wins. And then, of course, if you want to back end that, you can sell a service where every month you're writing and delivering their email marketing newsletter, either using something like Review, which is a curated newsletter, or even adding another backend that you layer on top of that, where you're doing curated newsletters and you're adding, let's say, like a hard copy PDF using something like a Canva template, which are great. You can sort of emulate or mimic the same curated content in the Review newsletter with a PDF hard copy version of that. So you've just started with a Card landing page, and now you've added 3 additional offers that turn, let's say, something that's a $200 sale into a recurring monthly revenue that can translate into a real brand and business super quickly. So these are the sorts of things that we want to think about as digital media service providers, as online agencies, as web marketing consultants. And these are the things that we're trying to, kind of help you integrate into your mindset, into the way you think about how you're building out your brand and business. All right. So with that being said, another service that you can do that with, that I've been recommending recently for those who aren't part of our, inner circle, so to speak, is Ghost. I mean, Ghost allows you to build a blog that you can design for your clients. And then in addition to that, you can create a membership site that you're now designing for your clients using the members, the native membership and subscriber, sort of modules that are now built into every Ghost blog. And then in addition to that, you can create, content that's restricted, so members only. Then you can add a community feature using one of the plugins that works really well with Ghost, like Cove, or you can use Commento, or you can use several others that are really good that I've recommended recently that's not really part of this particular audio, so I'm not just going to continue on with that, but you can just continue to layer on more value. So now you're you're designing a blog that's now become a membership site, that's now become a community, and now you're also going to be offering newsletter services to your clients, where you're telling them every month we'll send out, or every week we'll handle all your newsletters, we'll do a curated list of the best posts, the most popular posts, whatever it is that is appropriate for you and your particular needs. All right, so that's another example of the same thing. Well, some of the people in our community are really good at WordPress. They focus on WordPress and they design and develop on WordPress and are looking for the same sort of functionality. And this is in my usual long-winded way, this is the genesis of today's question, which is, how do I do something like that, like what I just mentioned, if I'm using WordPress? Do I need to do pop-ups, or, like, how do I build a newsletter marketing as a service back-end offer into my current WordPress-based design work or WordPress-based development work as a marketing consultant? All right, so a service that I don't use, but I have clients and friends and subscribers who do and love, is called Newsletter Glue. And it essentially emulates the same exact process that Ghost provides, but within WordPress. You can buy a license for this. They have several different license packages available, but if you're an agency, you can buy up to 25 installations. So that means you can, for a few $100s, you could provide 25 clients with newsletter marketing services directly from within their WordPress administration area, right? So that allows you very, very quickly to offer these back-end services, such as, weekly, monthly, bi-monthly newsletter marketing services, drip emails. I mean, you can do all these sorts of things using Newsletter Glue within the back end of either your or your client's WordPress installation. Now, again, I don't use this. I prefer Ghost for this. We also use Review. I use Podia for our newsletter. Most of you who are listening to this in our community are on our Podia email marketing list. So, I mean, there's so many options. You don't want to overthink any of these things. But, if I was building all this stuff on WordPress rather than the options like Ghost or Review or Flowdesk we use as well, I would use something like Newsletter Glue. And, it instantly gives you the ability of having a back-end service that at least a quarter of your clients are going to take you up on. Again, predicated on what you're charging and, all that sort of stuff. But if you are just to have this, I hate this word, but like an upsell, and I prefer to call it a back end, where you're actually saying, in addition, Ian, we can also do this for you. We can handle all of your newsletter marketing, help grow your list, provide an alternative to something like Substack or one of those sorts of newsletter or, publishing platforms, which most people are now pretty familiar with. That whole industry has really exploded over the last couple of years. So most people, whether they're local professionals, whether they're like niche people, whether they're online marketing people, pretty much everybody understands the value of having a newsletter. So you're not really like pitching something or pushing something that feels like an esoteric ask. You're actually simply recommending something that people understand is practical, it's pragmatic, it's smart, it's a good way of creating value and rapport with an audience and building a list of subscribers, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a really natural and native thing to build into your WordPress-based design and development services, if that's the function or that's the focus that you're actually, kind of pursuing in 2022. So that's what I recommend. Again, there are lots of different ways of building out the sort of, the back ending of all of these offers so that they stack and they become really, really irresistible to your audience, as well as, again, ethical and valuable. And they're not designed to like be a money grab. They're actually designed to build a sustainable recurring monthly revenue that endures over time. People generally aren't going to stop sending a newsletter when they've started, let's say in February of 2022, and they have 400 subscribers in August. They're not just going to decide to quit that. They're going to keep doing that, or they're going to do it for themselves if they don't do it for you. But either way, you've created value for your clients, for your customers, that is memorable and appreciated by them. So, it's not one of those, I see a lot of people trying to sell services that are they don't have long-term resonance, so they're actually going to be easy. You're going to get a lot of churn. People are going to quit, right? But this is not one of those things, and these are the kinds of offers that I'm trying to push and prod and recommend my audience anyway use, because these are the things that give me the highest return on investment in my own business. I mean, if I didn't have a newsletter, if I lost all of my stuff today, the thing that I would start tomorrow, whatever it was, would include a newsletter. Because if you took away my entire list of subscribers, I would have nothing, right? I mean, I would have no way of getting in touch with people other than, having to use Twitter and YouTube. I don't use Facebook anymore. So most people can empathize, who are entrepreneurs, that regardless of what they're building, the most valuable asset that we have is our subscribers, wherever those subscribers live. So, for me and for many people like me, it's the newsletter, it's the email list that is the most valuable asset that we own. And again, if I were to lose everything I have today, that's where I would start tomorrow. So I'm recommending something to you that I can certainly tell you from firsthand experience is the most valuable part of my own platform as well. Okie doke. Hope this has been helpful. If you want to work with me personally in February or March of 2022, I have some spots open. Send an email, mindfulmarketplace@gmail.com, or reach out to me on Twitter @IanHollander, and I'm happy to discuss. Thanks so much. Teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. Thanks again, and have a wonderful day.